Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
The calendar, man, my calendar.
Yeah, maybe talk about what your calendar used to look like. It gave me the chills, but why don't you? What was it like?
Well, I think my calendar, it was just chaos. And even that right now I have, it's just a weird thing. I have more stuff in my calendar than ever before. Like all my appointments, my personal stuff, like everything it's in my calendar now. But it's organized on a way that it's really efficient. And it really helps me to, actually my calendar helps me by using the time blocking technique that we did with you. I'm able to find out pockets of time where I don't have nothing to do. And I can use that to do more stuff, or maybe jump into a deep session. Maybe I need to create a new system for stuff. Like I'm able to find this time slots. Before, I cannot do as much stuff that I do right now. Like it's so weird. I do more stuff right now than before, and I still have time to do like family stuff or go to the gym or because it's on my calendar.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And before it was all in my head. So I look at my calendar and it was a bunch of stuff, but from other days, from the next month, like it was crazy. Right now, I can look at my calendar and I can tell you in 2 seconds, I'm available or I'm not available. And that's one thing that it was killing me, man. I'd say yes to everybody.
Yeah.
I say yes to everybody.
Well, a big problem that you had with your calendar is that you were blocking off time for lunch, for deep focus time in the morning, for things in the afternoon, but you had like all these block times on your calendar that you weren't actually following.
Like huge.
And so it was basically
blocks.
like, why? Yeah, huge blocks that weren't even being used, and it's like, well, why even have it on there if you're not going to actually do it? Like I know that you weren't going to eat lunch because you were too busy, but it was on your calendar.
Exactly.
So, and like, so then it doesn't make any sense. And really the only way to have your calendar is to like actually know when you need to be where and what you need to be doing at what time. And so we helped you just like, hey, get rid of all of those time blocks. Only have it as something like, hey, I'm picking up my kids at 4:15. If no one picks them up, they're going to be standing on the corner. So I'm going to be there. Yeah. Have that on your calendar. Right. You were on Moreware. A big problem with that inside your project management tool is there's no way to send the invite from Moreware to like you're going on a sales call. You couldn't add the builder to that sales call in Moreware. So it's on your calendar Moreware, but the builder has no record of you sending the invite. Yeah. So we moved you back into Google Calendar so that you can actually send an invite to the builder. Hey, I'm coming at 1:30. I'll be there. Right. So I think that was a huge deal.
And you look one thing that we professional too.
Yeah, you do. I think one thing that you talked about, I think this is how you got to OpenPhone, but you were trying to follow time blocking on your calendar. You had just cleared your calendar. It was actually working. And you started putting tasks to get quotes out on your calendar, but you couldn't actually get through doing quotes. Why don't you share that story?
Yeah. My VP, or my assistant, she keeps seeing, and that's where time blocking works, because she saw my quotes on the project management calendar. Let's say I have, for example, 4 quotes for today. And in my calendar, I have a time designated to work on those quotes. But then the next day, I didn't have any time designed for quotes, but the quotes is still open that day before, right? So she's asking me, Sergio, what happened yesterday? I see that you didn't send your quotes. Vicky, I was just busy. Yeah, but we dedicate hour and a half specifically to send those quotes. So I don't understand why those quotes they're not sent if we dedicate. And I was like, great question. I don't know. But by doing those time blocks, I start, now that she put that question in my head, well, you know what? She's right. Why I'm not? And it was the fall. because the phone keeps ringing. The phone my message keep popping up. Sergio, I need you to call this guy because he's not opening. Boom, jump in. Hey, what's going on? Vicky, call this guy. So I was like answering my phone a lot, and I figured out it's my phone. I'm still attached to the phone, and I cannot advance on other stuff because I wish I could put my phone on like silent mode, and I used to do that, and it was chaos because if I put it in silent mode for an hour and a half to dedicate myself to quotes, then I got to come back to like 15 messages, 8 voicemails, 13 emails that I have to jump in, right? So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It's too traumatizing. I don't want to go through that again. So I was like, it's my phone. And that's when we came up with you showed me Open Phone, which is another great tool.
Yeah. Which you were already in Dialpad, which Dialpad's a great tool. It's a virtual voice over IP technology where you can basically make calls through your browser, an app on the phone. You could have multiple people answering phone calls, but it's really designed for large organizations. I think what was great about Open Phone for you guys is that it's really meant for a smaller business and it's really collaborative. And so what we had you do was port your number from Verizon for your previous personal cell phone, because that's what you used to operate your business, which is a difficult thing to do, but you got a new personal line and you texted all your friends and family, hey, this is my new personal number, avoid the other one. And then that number now is inside of Open Phone, where you're getting calls from all the builders that have known you for the last 15 years and the subcontractors and the suppliers, and everybody who knows you still has that number. And that number is inside of Open Phone, and you can still see it from your phone on the app. You can receive the calls if you want to take them, or the texts, but then also Vicky, your assistant, can see all those calls, take them for you, answer the text messages for you, prioritize and triage them, so that when you're done doing quotes for 2 hours and you turn your phone back on, you can say, hey, Sergio, these people called. This is how I handled it. Here's the text message you got. I replied to these 3. These 2 I didn't reply to because I thought it'd be better if you did. And you don't feel like everything was burning while you were just doing quotes.
Yeah. And the way you're not focused because you're thinking, man, I have to see that phone. One feature that I love about Open Phone is inside the text message thread, you can create notes and you can message your team without the customer see the text messages. That's a beautiful tool because now I can come back and I can see, Sergio, this guy called, don't worry about it, it's done. I don't even need to know what was about it, but I can still go, if I want to, I can listen to the recording just in case, or I can click and see the transcript and the points of actions. I can go as much as I want to, but now I can see a text message inside our thread that, Sergio, I got it. Or like you say, Sergio, this girl called about an estimate, please call her back. So out of the 10 calls, maybe I can I just have to call back 2 people, right? And I love that tool.
I think what you're talking about, like, so there's text messages, you're looking at the text between you and a builder, for example. She can basically leave a note on a text message and tag you on it and say, hey, Sergio, they asked for this. What do you think? What should we do in these cases going forward so I can respond? And then you reply to it.
Yeah.
And then she's got it there and you responded. So she can say, okay, next time I get this question from a builder, that's how I handle it.
Yeah. Or even she tagged me and then I respond and then she calls the builder back. Like as she knows everything, right? Like it's just amazing. It by doing it every single time, then later it's just going to be automatic for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.